Hope you enjoyed parts 1 and 2. This is the final part for our visit to Alumapalooza number 9. We'll be back next year for Alumapalooza number 10. Happy camping.
Wally Byam was a master of marketing. He knew he could broaden his interest in his unique travel trailers and create a demand through his popular caravans. Two, he showed the Airstream capabilities across the world and learned what needed improvement. Look magazine and National Geographic were along for the ride on those early caravans. Their picture-rich magazine features brought home the excitement of these faraway travels. The club offers 15 to 20 caravans annually. BCI caravans are the best bang for the buck in the travel caravan business. Member volunteers lead the caravans, so participants pay only their expenses plus the leaders' direct expenses. No overhead or profit for the company. Prices are about half of what commercial organizations for other caravans similar length trips charge. These are still as popular as they were in the 1950s.
Right, so those two have to work together. They got to be a team. To put a buck rivet in, you have to have no interior, no insulation, no inside skin, and it does take two people to do it. Next, we have an Olympic rivet, which is a repair rivet. So Olympic rivet, if you know what a molly bolt is, so when you actually pop it, it flares out these arms on the backside, kind of like a jumping jack. So when you pop it on the inside of the trailer, you'd see these jumping jacks where we popped in these Olympic rivets. Those are repair rivets. We could cut the stem off, because the stem stays in the rivet, and shave it, and it seals the rivet off, and it looks like a buck rivet. It's not a buck rivet, but it looks like a buck rivet. If you have repair work, like I said, if you have damage, heaven forbid, somebody backs into your trailer and you're at Walmart or something, you're going to more likely get an estimate on Olympic rivets. If it's a new trailer, maybe less than a year old, and you request to have buck rivets, it can be done. Again, the whole interior needs to be taken out to do that. Last, the third rivet that we use, the most common rivet that we use is we call it a pop rivet. It's actually a blind rivet. But most you're going to hear out and about at hardware stores, pop rivets, what you're going to hear. So we use pop rivets for interior skin, underbelly, belt lines, rub rails, rock guards, all kinds of places. And I made a little chart here to show you all the types of rivets that we do use. So there is quite a bit of different rivets that we use. Now some of them out on here are older rivets, like the white ones. We don't use those anymore. We got brown and black that we don't use anymore. But most of these are current rivets. So the top half here, from here up, is an 1/8 inch rivet. That is an 1/8 inch drill bit that we're using to put those in. We use a 30 bit, but it's an 1/8 inch bit. The first section here is our part number. So if you were to call up one of our dealers and say, hey, I need 330-127-03, they know exactly what rivet you're asking for. The next set of numbers are the manufacturer's numbers. So on the top one here we have AD43 ABS. The A stands for aluminum rivet. The D stands for dome head, which is pretty much all the rivets that we use are dome head. And then the 4 is the 1/8 inch, the diameter. That's the diameter of the rivet. The next number is the length. 3 is going to be around a 1/16 long. And then A is again aluminum. That's what the material, the main material that goes into the rivet is. So if you look down here, we got stainless steel with a dome head, 45 and a stainless steel shank.
Hey, those of you that don't know me, I'm Bob Wheeler, President and CEO, and I only say that because I know there's about half the crowd that's new here this year, so I know you guys have done this already, but would you raise your hand if it's your first time here at Alumapalooza? Wow, that's awesome. Love it. You know, we love all of our Airstream gatherings equally, but this is first among equals. And you've picked a great one to come to, so I think you'll see what I mean by the time it's over. So thank you for taking time to come see us. Thanks, Brett and Rich, and everybody that's associated with making this happen. It's a lot of work. Our friends Haydacy, Airstream over in Columbus. But for those of you that haven't been here before, we work here day in and day out. Many people work here for 30, 40, 50 years. We have a number of people we just honored at our annual associate seniority dinner, over 50 years of service here at Airstream in Jackson Center. But, day in and day out, sometimes you lose touch with and lose sight of really what we're doing it for. You don't get out and get to see people using the Airstreams the way they're meant to be used when you're bucking rivets every day. So this is a great event for us. This brings the lifestyle and the passion and really what it's all about right here to Jackson Center, and lets us see and feel it in a way that just helps everybody, whether you're working in the office or in the factory. We don't get to live the lifestyle, many of us. Soul of the brand is you folks sitting right out there today. You guys are really you guys bring the life to the brand. You're the soul of the brand, and I can't thank you enough for what you do and representing us on the roads. Our goal is to take out the hassles that are part of the RV lifestyle, whether it's an Airstream or anybody. So, we'd love to get your feedback about that. We're going to be adding features to that as we move along, and we're pretty excited about it. Not just a technology for tech's sake. It's about removing hassles, making an easier experience, intuitive warnings. You're on a hike and the windstorm comes up, it'll tell you, and you can put your awning in, or your tanks are going to freeze, and you can turn on the heater, or your LP's low and you know it when you're away from your unit, you can get a refill, et cetera, et cetera. Your unit's moved and you're not there. If your phone's not near your trailer and it's moving, you might be interested in that fact, right? A couple new products. Also, I want to touch on Nest is selling very well, a top-selling model overall, and small, lightweight, at a great price point. Nest has been a great launch for us. Really interesting. I'm sure you guys are scratching your heads a little bit about it. It's not. A lot of the headlines read, Airstream moving to fiberglass. Well, that's not really what's happened. It's a great product. We'd like to think we're curators of good design, and we're helping bring it to market. And we didn't design it, we made it better. Plus, Wally had a fiberglass trailer, so get off my case. Okay, you guys know that, right? All right, and last but not least, a tradition I started, for some reason, lost to the mists of time. I read a limerick annually for this little event, for those of you that haven't been here before. Has everyone had a couple of cocktails first? Okay, all right, good. All right, so this is my offering for this year. You might have been proud of your plan, but the weather will sure test a man when you just want to sleep and you can't count the sheep because you live in a shiny tin can. Yeah, there you go. Right. I tried to make it gender neutral and I couldn't, so my apologies to the ladies in the crowd. So, all right, that's well over my allotted time. So I'll turn it over to, here comes Molly with a look on her face.
So I was supposed to text him earlier, but I didn't get a chance. So what I want to say is that I'm really excited to announce that we have a new partnership with a beer company. So if you're interested in tasting our beer, we have some coolers are out here, and you'll see a nice shiny Airstream on the front of the can. So we're super excited about that. And all I can say is that it is available in Trader Joe's. There's some other places along nationally that you'll be able to find it. We are asking for a donation for Relay for Life because that is our charity of choice for this particular offering. But I welcome you all for a brief minute, and I don't want to interrupt your program. But right around the corner, there's a giant cooler full of beer.
Let me just think about that. We can sit here and listen to Brett and Rich, or there's a giant cooler of beer around the corner. Thanks a lot, Molly.
You realize Bob just
On for 30 seconds. Doesn't matter how bad they are, they got to meet the 30-second mark. And they can't be gone for at least 90 seconds. So there's some leeway there. But most people go on for much longer than that. Some of them they get gone, some of them don't. So it's up to you folks. It's not that kind of show, Ann.
Not yet.
Not yet.
There's a little backstory to this. I mean, people know us as those inappropriate, innuendo-wielding, laugh-a-minute, those McKeevers. But it's been a difficult year. And a lot of things have happened in that it got us to the point where we just couldn't write anything funny. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Dave McKeever. This is my very young and lovely wife, Anne-Marie McKeever. And
Stanley Cup wife.
about 6 years ago, my heart stopped working on its own, and I ended up with a pacemaker. And then I ended up with heart failure, and then I ended up with a defibrillator, and then I ended up on the heart transplant list. And this year they said, no heart for you. It was the heart Nazi who decided I was not going to get heart. So I'm off the list. And it was a little sad. It was tough to come to grips with, but we turned it into a song. This is really stolen from a guy named Rodney Crowell, and then we changed a lot of his lyrics. It's like I'm sitting in a bus stop, waiting for a train. Exactly how I got here is hard to explain, but my heart's in the right place. What's left of it, I guess. My heart ain't the problem, it's my mind that's a total mess, with these rickety old legs and these watery eyes. It's hard to believe I could pass for anybody's prize, but there's one thing I know about the gifts that God gave. You can't take them with you when you go to the grave.
It ain't over yet. Ask someone who ought to know. Not so very long ago, they hung you out to dry, but it's not over yet. You can mark my word. I don't care what you think you heard. You're still learning how to fly. It ain't over yet.
For fools like me who were built for the chase, it takes the right kind of woman to help you put it all in place. And it only happened once in my life, but man, you should have seen her hair 2 shades of foxtail red, her eyes some far out sea blue green. I got caught up making a name for myself. You know what that's about. One day a ship comes rolling in, the next day it rolls right back out, and you can't take it for granted, not even a bit. The higher you fly, boys, the harder you're gonna hit.
It ain't over yet. Wouldn't that be a great epitaph? You always make me laugh. You're my better second half. It ain't over yet until the fat lady sings. My sarcasm stings, I know, but it ain't over yet.
No crying. That's the point. When down on my luck kept me up for days, you were there with the right words to help me crawl out of the maze. And just when I started thinking that I was hipper than thou, you stepped up with a warning shot, fired sweet and low across the bow. And I know you don't walk on water, your sarcasm stings, but the way you move through this old world sure makes a case for angel wings. I was halfway to the bottom when you threw me that line. I quote you now verbatim: get your head out of your own behind.
It ain't over yet. We've still got places to get. Since the first day we met, we had haven't wasted a single breath. It ain't over yet. Let's tow our old Airstream. Together we'll live the dream. Live to see another sun. It ain't over yet.
It's hard to believe that it's been over 5 years. But you put the laughter back in the places where I hid my tears. This is my cross, but it's ours to bear. Nobody ever said life was gonna be fair. And you kept me focused. You kept me on track. Life's a whole lot easier when I know you got my back. I was thinking I was drowning with the incoming tide. That's when you said, let's hitch it up and enjoy the ride. It ain't over yet.
We still got places to go. Since the first day we met, we haven't wasted a single breath.
It ain't over yet.
Let's tow our old Airstream together. Let's do it.
It ain't over yet. It ain't over yet. It ain't over yet. It ain't over yet. It ain't over.
Song's over.
It ain't over.
All right, how about those repeaters?
Though I know a lot of folks are aware of the me generation, they really need to think about that because really it's all about me, isn't it? Now I may not have a lot of time here and I'm not talking big picture cradle to casket stuff. I mean around here it's go long or go gong. So let's get to it. When I question myself as to why more folks aren't thinking about me, the only answer I come to is that they're spending way too much time thinking about themselves. Isn't that selfish?
You always want to make sure that that gets put away in the right place there. Then we'll come over here and we'll undo our other rafter and put it back in the same storage spot. And then we can come and undo our strap and roll it up. So as we roll up the awning, we don't want to roll the strap right on top of itself like this. Because what's happening is as it's coming up here, it's creating a thicker spot right where the strap is rolling up. It's creating a kind of a fulcrum. So as it gets all the way up there, it can kind of teeter-totter on the center part. So what we want to do is as we're rolling it up, we want to kind of spiral it back and forth over about a 2-foot section. See that? And so, we'll let it get about up to the case here with the roll, and then I like to let the spring tension of it pull it tight up against the coach and let it snap shut. And that way, you know, it gets a nice tight roll up against the coach. Rather than kind of easing it in there, you don't know how tight it gets up there. So after we've got it rolled up, if you want to travel now, then you would redo your locks here. And it helps to push in on this arm to get that lock to line up. Now, these can be tricky. I've done this, like you said, for my whole life, so I'm kind of used to it. Make sure that both sides have their clamp wheels locked in anytime you're traveling, because going down the road at 80 miles an hour and you hit a 60 mile an hour crossing, you want to make sure that definitely locked up to your coach tight. So that's basic operation for it. I'm going to open it back up here, and we'll go over all the different lubrication points on it.
The travel lock, you want that latched?
Yes, we want this latched.
Because mine is kind of tight, and it's easier to have it when it's not, when the wheels aren't latched. Does it make any difference whether they do that first or second?
It doesn't make a difference as long as you get them all three. You want all three done when you're traveling. For like 4 or 5 seconds, you douse that thing with silicone to get it all on the inside. You want to pull out the cap on this ratchet stud. It moves in and out. You can see this is kind of greased up a little bit. It'll move a lot nicer once we get a little bit of lubrication on it. Yeah, we do it for this time. Yes, heavy-duty silicone. We want to lubricate the bar. Now, if you're doing this, you want to spray it away from your trailer and away from the fabric, just to try and keep residue from getting onto your trailer and onto the fabric. But you want to spray it on the whole bar. And really concentrate on the spot with the teeth. Where the teeth are, you can get grime in there, and you want to just make sure that those are working really properly. Now, with these teeth on that tube here, this ratchet stud has a angled pin on it, and that angled pin runs across those teeth and it fits into the teeth. So it's very important that the angle is facing the right direction. It locks against those teeth as it ratchets out. So to make sure that that pin is facing the right direction, we've got this little roll pin on the ratchet stud cap. You want to make sure that this roll pin is always facing down towards your over here. Yeah, I can feel this is sliding a lot nicer on here. And that locks really nice and easily there. Now on this main arm, we want to lubricate it. The best way to do that is to get it all the way up. Now I'm going to raise this side up a little bit too, so it doesn't make it too difficult for me. So now we've got our arms all the way extended. You can see there's some kind of buildup on these arms. Taking the silicone spray to these is really going to help that. Good. Spray it down the bar.